Welcome back to the latest episode of Modern Tech and Transformation. I'm Carla Hartman and I'm back with Abdul Rahman Zafar. And this week we want to focus on a topic we've touched upon in several episodes at this point called Juno Labs. If you're interested in Juno Labs, you can visit junolabs.ai, but Abdul oversees the Juno Labs project. So, Abdul, let's dive right in. What is Juno Labs?
So when we started out with the idea of Juno Labs, what we really thought of is how can we actually activate our customer journey to machine learning, activate our customer's journey to the whole thing end to end, deployments, management of these deployments. How do you actually go and start from innovation to industrialization and to now maintenance mode? So Juno Labs construct actually includes a couple of building blocks, and these building blocks include Juno Innovate. Juno Innovate is something that you use to either utilize one of our existing assets and accelerators. You can launch these to see out of the possible. You can also utilize these accelerators to now use your data. You can launch a separate lab. It'll give you a lab construct, which is secure. And once you have gone through some legal construct, gives you a shopping cart type of experience where you can now deploy a lab that is yours, that is secure, which gives you the ability to now manage your own team, onboard this team, and go and work through the problem. So now you have initiated a project, a mini project of your own, which is sort of a POC. Right? So while conducting this POC, you have extended one of the assets. You've gone through the whole process of machine learning, or you've gone through the whole process of bringing in your data and using your data to see how this particular asset actually lights up. What type of capabilities does it have? Because a lot of times it's difficult for us to see something and not relate to your own problem. So Innovate gives you the ability to have this POC place where you can ideate and create something with us, or bring in your team, bring in your partners, what have you. Now that we have that, the other building blocks include model mesh. We recognize that models, you may have one model, you have more than one model, right? So we want to make sure that we understand the business process and we automate all this process. So model mesh helps you do that. Gen AI is basically, it's a capability, but it's also something that we extend to our customer. It's our know-how, it's our knowledge base. It's our way of basically helping our customers incorporating generative AI into the business process. Unless you have built something and you have not injected that into your business process, it's meaningless. So generative AI, how do you actually have a model from Hugging Face, which has thousands of models, right? Some of these models are purpose-built. We are helping our customers identify what type of foundational model do you need? How many parameters do you need? We want to make sure that we are actually building it out in a secure way, right? So that type of knowledge comes into Juno Gen AI. And then the one more building block that we have, which is a separate building block, is Cloud Sensei. Cloud Sensei gets you into maintenance mode. Now that you have built a POC using Juno Innovate, and now you're industrialized it, now you now deployed it at scale, Cloud Sensei has multiple capabilities built into it. And this is our maintenance of cloud infrastructure or your on-prem infrastructure. It has the ability to patch everything that you have around compliance. It gives you financial management. It even recommends using ML around how can you save money on doing certain things to save cost. Either it's storage costs or it's compute costs or it's people costs. It will recommend that to you. It gives you a bird's eye view of your patching, of your financials, of your overall management of your environments. And it can be offered as a service, or you can deploy it into your own cloud infrastructure or your on-prem. everything is loosely coupled. It's built on Kubernetes. So we recognize that it's not just one cloud that our customer has. They have multiple clouds, so we can scale. The other good thing about Cloud Sensei, we know patching is a very painful process. It requires people, it requires scheduling, it requires process. So we have a very complex workflow, pre-patching workflow with notification, integration to ServiceNow, having the ability to for people to check in when they're actually going through the patching cycle. It gives you a traffic light type of status update while patching. If you were to kind of have exception, we have exception handling built into it. So release SOPs can be identified. They're already identified and people can use the SOPs. But we have seen in operations, an exception handling, people come in and they use their knowledge. What's the point of SOPs, right? So we have a built-in content management system with version control. So you have release SOPs that people can use. And we are using all of this data. We are also data-driven to give insights to the management so they can see how well they're compliant with their infrastructure. So that's what Cloud Sensei gives you. There are multiple other capabilities. Carla, we would need a separate session for Cloud Sensei.
Honestly, Cloud Sensei is exciting because when you do market research, CIOs have a lot of frustrations around the cost of cloud infrastructure. And you mentioned it has a financial capability. So that in itself could be very valuable at making sure that you have the right cloud infrastructure running at the right time to enhance performance and that you can tone down. So right away, I was like, this sounds great. This is wonderful.
Absolutely. Financial management, patch management, scheduling, people management, infrastructure management, all of it.
Yeah.
It's packed into Cloud Sensei. And on top of all this, we have Juno Automate. So Juno Automate is, we have built Ansible scripts with security first architecture. So we can deploy instances or environments for our customers so everybody can sleep in peace. Because as we go build these environments, we want to make sure a lot of times what we see is misconfiguration is always a problem.
Okay.
Right? So, and the reason why I said we have pre-built these Ansible scripts is because these Ansible scripts are validated and we've been using them over and over. And they've been scanned, vulnerability scanned, and everything, right? So we can go deploy these instances for our customers, either starting with Innovate or Model Mesh Gen AI and Cloud Sensei. All of these use Cloud Automate. So and within this framework, these capabilities come together.
Okay.
But our customers don't have to have the whole thing together. It's built around service level architecture where everything is loosely coupled. We're using a lot of these capabilities across the board. Either we're building assets and accelerators using these capabilities, or we're extending these capabilities within our Juno Cloud Platform.
Okay. Tell me a little bit about in Juno Innovate some of the asset and accelerators that you've built or you are currently building.
We have multiple. One of the mature ones that we have is basically your field tech operations, intelligent field operations.
Which we talked about, and I'm very excited to see in action.
And we have log anomaly detection. We're eating our own dog food. We're making sure that we are able to predict when an outage occurs. And there are multiple out there that we're continuing to work on. We have RFI, AI-based RFI response back accelerators that we're building. And we're continuing to invest in these assets.
That's really exciting. I especially like the RFI piece, being in sales and marketing. That's always painful to do, but worth the reward in the end.
Awesome.
Anything else about Juno Labs? You have the platform, you have the stage that you want the audience to know about.
Yeah, we're launching Juno Labs in a big way. Again, coming back to February, we're going to have a major release and we want to open it to our public audience. We want people to sign up and we want people to ideate and innovate along with us.
And I know I mentioned the URL at the beginning, but where can they sign up?
Go to junolabs.ai.
All right. Very exciting stuff. So We've talked a lot about AI on the podcast, and all of our episodes, AI is here to stay, and we are here to partner with you to innovate. So thank you, Abdul, for coming back. Abdul's going to be a familiar face on the podcast because he is the mastermind behind our AI practice. So thank you, Abdul, for your insights, and thank you, everyone, for tuning in.
Thank you, Carla.